Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a game and a shoutcast of a series between Grubby and MC taking place here on Entombed Valley. This is game 1 in a series, and hopefully I don't spoil anything too much. Now, I'm not going to tell you where these games particularly came from until the very end, just in case you know the outcome of the overall tournaments. Alright, one thing I will note, I'm playing on a different account, so apparently my click to follow has not been activated on this. Nope, has not been activated. Anyways, it is going to be Grubby versus MC, a Protoss versus Protoss mirror match. And one reason why I am casting this game in particular, I don't know anything about Protoss versus Protoss. Now, Protoss versus Protoss, it has come down to later expansions than normal just because of the amount of early pressures people can place down. Now you can see early gateways, blink stalkers, 4-gate, perhaps some phoenix pressure as well. I don't know if I really quite agree with the phoenix pressure, especially in Heart of the Swarm beta, which is what I'm currently trying to develop more and more strategies on. You can see MC did do a quick check there, make sure that there are no proxy gateways inside his base, and then we'll do a little bit of scouting. So here we go, probes now making their way out. They will be passing each other here in just a second and making their way into each other's base. MC already starting up an assimilator, same thing with Grubby. So far the builds are nearly identical. As there is perhaps a 2-second difference between these two players' builds. Now, I do expect these builds to be very similar up until one of them tries to take up a second gas, and then what building will be placed after the cybernetics core. Sometimes players will play a little bit more defensively, go for that robotics facility, get an immortal or two, allowing them to defend against a 4-gate rather easily, as Immortals just absolutely own Stalkers. We can see Grubby now looking to take up his second assimilator. Meanwhile, we can see MC has not done anything of the sort, and this is very important for Grubby. Grubby needs to figure out what MC is trying to do. There is a lot of energy saved up on the Nexus coming in from MC, which is a bit of a surprise, and we are going to see that second assimilator now come down. Now, taking a look back around here, we are going to be going into a gateway here. Zealots now being trained. Cybernetics Core already starting that research. And are we going to perhaps see this probe be pushed away? The probe taking a little bit of damage there. No stutter step coming in from the Zealot. Rather difficult to actually do a stutter step onto a probe. Since the probe does move faster, the Zealot almost has to be slightly ahead of the probe and then do the attack and then move in the direction that they think the probe will be moving, as the probe of MC will be doing that escape now. Alright, MC also pushing out with a Zealot and a Stalker of his own. And both sides still extremely even at this stage in the game. Warp Gate tech of MC, I believe, is slightly faster. Meanwhile, Grubby is going for that robotics facility, which means we should be having Immortals and Immortals very, very shortly. Now, what I'm looking for here is the timing on the Nexus, if there is going to be a Nexus. Normally, Protoss versus Protoss, you do not want to go for a very, very fast Nexus at all. As you can see, all of these units could be making their way in. One Nexus is equal to 4 Zealots, and 4 Zealots could spell the difference between victory and defeat, as we now see MC is warping in a proxy pylon. Now, one thing that Grubby is doing, Grubby is looking for proxy pylons, but he hasn't scouted this location since that pylon did go down. Here we do have Stalkers now trying to engage, and oh, the Stalkers are backing off here, and who is going to come out on top in terms of damage, as the Stalkers are now engaging here. A beautiful micro from Grubby, as oh, there goes the probe, and now it is just going to be Stalkers against this Stalker here. A new round of units should be coming in, and Immortal needs to be chrono boosted out. That is a very, very dangerous place for that Immortal, as the 2 additional gateways are actually blocking the path out. That is going to be a bit of a problem. In comes new units by MC. Stalkers now trying to back away. Grubby without any true defense at all, but there are multiple pylons here, making it very difficult for them to perhaps be unpowered buildings. Now, one Immortal does make its way out, though, and one Immortal on the out should be enough. Grubby now sitting at 43 over 50. Zealots and Stalkers are here, and now MC should be able to perhaps expand behind this, knowing that he has Grubby contained inside his base. The timing on that attack was about 7 minutes, and walks down the ramp, just sees 3 sentries and 4 stalkers. Even though it's a just type of comment, that is still a lot there, as a Zealot now looking to back away. Pylon, I do not know if it can warp beyond this. I know it's a range of, I believe, 6 or 6.5. So Zealots maybe actually be able to warp in right there, but that is essentially it. As the probe now backs away here, you can see MC will be gaining that economic advantage momentarily. Meanwhile, Grubby instead going to be looking for that tech advantage, getting a robotics bay. He will be starting those Colossus. He will not be able to get extended thermal lance range unless he significantly delays the production of his first Colossus, as we now see Stalkers now trying to engage there. One Stalker walking down a little bit too far up that ramp, or walking a little bit too far up that ramp. Zealots are now going to clean up this one proxy pylon on the far side of the map, and now MC realizes, a beautiful, beautiful force field there. And now the Zealot able to squeeze his way back up. All right, is enough damage going to be dealt? The Sentry does get taken down. The Immortal has nowhere to go. Trading a Sentry for an Immortal. Still a good trade by Grubby, as Zealots just get returned back home anyways. All right, Immortals, Stalkers, Zealots, and Sentries looking to make a move down the ramp. There's the force field once more. And MC, now with a significant economic advantage, should be able to capitalize and make its way through. There's the Colossus. Grubby now finally able to break through those force fields, and now a bit on the chase. One Zealot does get picked apart there, as a new round of Stalkers are still warping in on the far side. We are going into Immortals, so MC will have an answer to this Colossus, but Grubby has an Immortal of his own. It will really come down to micro. Grubby now with a slightly larger army, and reinforcements still coming in. Stalkers are in position. There's some force fields, and wow, Grubby caught on the wrong side of a force field once again, and that is going to hurt. The Colossus was nowhere nearby, as the Colossus now makes its way in. Perhaps just going to be clearing out some force fields of his own, trapping MC's units, and all of these Zealots have nowhere to go. Immortal is able to shoot up from the low ground up onto the high ground, and Grubby is actually doing a great job in this fight. One Colossus is up. It looks as though a Colossus coming in, or second Colossus coming in from Grubby, as we now see Immortals battling it up. Here, Zealots are absorbing much of the damage. 2 Immortals are now down on the ground. Who's going to come out on top, as the Zealots now perhaps need to focus down some of the Immortals. The Immortals are in a very good position, not taking much damage at all, going back and forth as Zealots are now warping in. The Stalkers, Sentries, Zealots now all coming in here. The Colossus now backing away. Probes now making their way in, as MC may have gotten a bit too greedy, perhaps expecting to be able to contain Grubby a little while longer. But here comes a Colossus out for MC. MC now backing away. Stalkers are now trying to back away once more. Are we going to see a new round of units coming from Grubby? Grubby needs to get in some additional warp-ins now, as the Immortal now trying to chase after that Colossus. A little bit of miss micro there, and with the Immortal gone, this Colossus may now just go to town. All right, here we have the battle out. MC going after the Colossus there. The Immortal is going to get picked off. Grubby loses his Colossus to the Immortal, but the other Colossus was taken down as well. All right, more Zealots now warping in. There's a force field coming in from, I believe, MC. And what is happening now? Harvester count sitting at 28 to 23. Grubby has a slight economic advantage, but that will not hold for long. MC losing a little bit less in that fight. He did lose a lot of workers in order to be able to hold that, and now as long as he continues to chrono boost out more workers, he should be fine. But surprisingly at this stage, we don't see anything else coming in from MC. Instead, he is just going to continue to train up more and more Colossus, perhaps. You can see there is a Colossus now, and what is happening here? One proxy, or yeah, MC now handling this one particular pylon in the back. Am I red-blue colorblind? I hope not. as we see still more Zealots and sentries still coming into play. Colossus now making its way across the map. Perhaps MC is expecting his opponent to come back in and finish the job. Harvester count now even, and with MC with less diminishing returns, he should actually be able to win out in this next engagement. There is one observer nearby. Zealots and Colossus now down on the low ground. Is it going to be enough? The Immortal has a whole bunch of shields and hit points, making it even more difficult for this Colossus to take it down. All right, let's go over here. Zealots now looking to make their way in. We can see a dozen Zealots here, a Stalker, a Sentry, and 2 Sentries. Colossus will be making its way up. You can see now a Nexus perhaps trying to come in. No, Grubby retreating with this probe as the Observer is still keeping track. This is turning into War of the Worlds, but MC now going for the extended thermal lance range. And MC also with a very good split on these Colossus, meaning that you cannot focus fire them both down. A new round of Zealots still warping in as well. MC still with the proxy pylon on the far side. Are we going for another Colossus? Grubby needs to engage and do it quickly. This will be an all-in essentially, as there is the Guardian Shields, extended thermal lance range. The longer he waits, the worse it's gonna be. But he does not know that. Well, he has to know that. His opponent has an expansion up. And MC now sitting at 32 supply compared to 27. One more round of units. And is this going to be enough here? Stalkers and Zealots looking to come in and reinforce army compositions. Grubby is slightly ahead in terms of minerals, slightly behind in terms of gas. And here we go. There is a Guardian Shield, and now in comes the attack. Zealots are up in front. And here we have 3 Colossi versus 2. The Colossus are split in the back there. Immortals now attacking up front. And Grubby is actually going to end up losing a lot more in this engagement. MC still, now with extended thermal lance range, will win out in this war very easily, as Grubby is now on the run. Alright, Grubby pretty much in trouble, doing a last-minute extended thermal lance upgrade. He is training up an observer now to keep track of perhaps his opponent's observer, which has been given free sight throughout this all. MC still in a very comfortable situation at this point. He's running up on 2 bases. He has decent saturation here at his natural. No diminishing returns at all. He can warp. He's just warping in Zealots and Colossus, which is the absolute perfect composition that he needs to deal with in terms of these Stalkers, Colossi, Immortals, and Zealots that he's seen from his opponent. Also, what you're seeing now is a calculated effort by Grubby doing some long distance mining. He only has 9 probes on 2 mineral patches, on now 1 mineral patch. That's still beyond oversaturation. He's just going to leave 2 behind or 3 behind here to get best returns, as we are seeing the Zealots and the Colossi perhaps doing a little bit of a split once again. MC without any weapons upgrade. Grubby now trying to come back with extended thermal lance range, but I believe he lost too much in that last fight. And now being down about 19 supply, this is not good for him. MC just playing on the defensive side. He does have those Colossus. And now here we have an engagement. Colossus, Zealots, now both sides are engaging. Zealots are just trying to make their way through. Did run underneath a Colossus. That one Colossus will get taken down. Will it get taken down? Oh, so close. But Grubby only taking down 1 Colossus in this engagement and then loses the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1 in this series.